start a little bit early.
And then she turned around and said to the bishop, "Oh,
did she now? Did she now?
Gosh, nearly got caught."
Yeah. Maybe it is just going to be you and me. Hello, dear viewer, wherever you might be in the world.
Well, that's going to be boring, isn't it?
It is going to be boring. What are we going to do? Ian's pretty late because he's probably upsetting. Oh, here he is. No, he's not. He's not late. He's fashionably on time. He's fashionably spot on time when we started. If you said,
and bandwidth compromised.
But every time now he starts like this. And
he looks like the wheel on the bus.
But as an intro video goes, that's not very impressive, is it?
No. Well, that's even less impressive.
There he is. With the beards going, the beard's going well there, Ian.
It's a condition of entry.
And I think let's just check. Yeah, it does look a bit of grey in there. So no, that's
good.
Oh
yeah, there is. Yes.
Yeah, you got the complete.
That comes from doing freedom of information. That does.
Well, have you learned any Danish this week? That's all I want to know. Other than bacon, have you managed to get through to them?
That's a swear word in the UK. You can't say bacon. Get arrested for that.
Why? I don't know why. I don't know.
A guy got arrested for saying bacon. A guy got arrested for saying bacon because it's offensive to some communities. Honestly, that is the truth.
I do like it on here when we talk about topical things in the UK. Goes, look at the part, that's not happened. No, it's never happened. And I'm going, I mean, there was the other week, and I said we literally emailed the Taliban a list of all the Afghans that have been working with our troops. We did do that, and we didn't just do it once; we did it twice.
Yeah,
so this
is a job worth doing.
This is the exact reason that Reed would
Well, that'll save it. And your digital ID.
Yeah, Rid for people.
Yeah, Rid for people. Exactly, Rid for people. Now that'll stop it. That'll stop everything. That'll be fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Even I've heard here that the UK is preparing to have digital IDs, which it's let's not go there. But what I have known. Hello there, Mac. Hello, Johnny. Hello, MTV.
The UK government says all but 2.5 million people are in favour of digital IDs.
Really?
Yeah, because only 2.5 million have signed a petition against it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I get it. Now, I noticed that, Ian, you've let me put the screen up here. You're bigging yourself up a bit, young man. You're bigging yourself up in the drone Gatwick and everything department.
Yeah,
what's all that about?
Unfortunately, just because I need to try and get some journalists to listen, I thought, well, I better update my webpage and just pimp myself. Pimp. I don't want to do this. I mean, I'm British. I'm modest anyway. It's stuff it makes me go, ugh. But unless I actually put on there that I've actually done this before, that I've been through it, that I've done freedom of information, that I know the actual topic, that's why I even avoided the word expert, because it's everyone in Denmark. I'm a drone expert. So you're a drone expert because what?
What? Like this sort of expert, like this one. Like this, I'm glad you said that. That's almost like we rehearsed that. Yeah, this is, and I wanted to bring out. You probably haven't seen this, Bruce, because it's in Danish, but it isn't this. I know, but the number of drones.
That's not just an expert. That's a leading expert. That's a step higher.
It is. The number of drones over Denmark is surprising, says one of the world's leading experts in drones, Robert Garbett, CEO of Drone Major Group, which advises companies and authorities in Europe on drone technology. He assesses, based on the publicly available video material, light aircraft. Light aircraft. The drones were most likely so-called hybrid VTOL uncrewed air systems, partially based on the fact the drones flew over the target for more than 3 hours. If the aircraft was Russian, it could be something like the Zala VTOL, and they can be operated remotely. You can operate even advanced drone systems from anywhere in the world. Robert Garbutt tells me. Once installed, the systems can be controlled. It's like I can't read, isn't it? Actually, it just makes me angry. This is UK community or UK person shoving the industry under the bus. What can be done about this? What can be done about these leading drone experts? That's what I want to know. What's your opinion? Why would you do this? Why
they've abolished capital punishment, so there's not that option now.
Oh, okay.
What I don't understand is you can do storage. You can get your name, in the media. You can get your company in the media, and you can still be positive, and you can still be, even if you weren't being positive, just being looking at the data and being accurate about what's being seen. For example, it's already been proven that many of the videos, the ADSB matches. So you can go to Metabunk, you can actually see proper 3D in SitRec. So you've got the video, you've got the Google Maps, you've got the ADSB, and you can see an absolute perfect, unequivocal match. It is an aircraft. And that's what we've been seeing. Everyone that's been provided with the position, direction, and date, the stuff that they need to do that analysis correctly, has been confirmed as an aircraft. So the only ones that haven't, still quite clearly an aircraft.
It could be stealth technology. They could be masquerading as an aircraft. It could be fake ADSB signals, and they're just covering their tracks. Had you thought of that, Ian?
Of course, I've thought of that. I've thought, like people on X that are saying it's aliens that are
aliens
aircraft.
From the other side of the world.
Yeah. Well, they're being controlled from the other side of the universe. So, but the point is, it's silly because we've been through all this before. At the end of the day, there isn't someone flying around large drones with ICAO lighting, while going completely unnoticed by the radar, completely invisible, like literally invisible to infrared. So you've got no heat signature at all, and it's invisible to camera, but it can be seen with the human eye. There is none of that.
But only at night. Only at night.
Yeah,
only at night. Yeah.
This is annoying with Denmark. They didn't need to ban the entire civilian drones from flying all the time. They could have just done a night curfew, because we know already from the FAA's data that they collected that virtually no drone users are actually flying at night. So you could have actually got away to say there's no drones flying at night. You wouldn't have actually damaged anybody's work because they're not flying then anyway, and everybody's happy. But no, it's politicians. Looking at some of the comments on people in Denmark, there seems to be an opinion that this politician's a bit like this, that she likes to do all the drama and kind of spin all this hysteria up and then look like she's the savior. So that in itself, if that is true, doesn't help in a situation like this. There haven't been, because what we saw in the US at least was, although you had individuals going off and getting panicky, you had some that actually then listened to the likes of Mick West and looked at the ADSB and said, you know what, I've got it wrong. So that was good. You had people humble enough to own up. You also didn't have the FBI and all that getting hysterical. They kept quiet for a while until they'd investigated a bit, and then they put out a very clear, unequivocal statement that says mistakes are being made. And then once you'd done that, and this was revealed on a Freedom of Information that I was having a look at, behind the scenes, they then started looking at all the important ones like our nuclear sites and all that, and they checked them all with the ADSB and all the data, and then they actually documented the fact that they were all mistakes, and then they shared that out with partners. So they actually did a proper investigation while this was all ongoing, and we're trying to share this information about having been transparent with the public. And what we've got with Denmark is they're not being transparent. They're actually throwing petrol on the flames. It's not good in the context of this going on, where at the same time Europe's pushing for a lot of spending on the drone war, because it gives that impression of the spinning up fear. So, because at the end of the day, we're in a cost of living crisis. People are struggling to pay for stuff. And if you say, oh, by the way, we're just about to spaff all this money on the drone system, they might be thinking, well, there might be pushback from that. Let's scare the prodigious out of everyone, and they might not be quite so concerned about it. Now, I don't think that's going on. I think it is the old incompetence, but I think again you've got incompetence, and then there's people going, let's leverage this just for some of the stuff we would have liked to have done, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to highlight what I thought is my best clickbait title ever. I'm very proud of that title, and neither of you had said, wow, that's an amazing...
What an alliteration.
Yeah, exactly. So also the annoying thing about the airspace closure was, the drone world got a tiny bit up in arms about it, but it applied to fixed-wing aircraft as well. They also had restrictions, so it wasn't much of a leap that was going to happen. But they did wrap it in emergency order. Now, dear viewer or my fellow guests, can we see? Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on that. I don't know. Well, it does a little bit. That's just about the whole of Denmark. There's a little bit more down the bottom. Who knows what the highest point, or how high the highest point in Denmark is?
170 meters, but only because you told me.
Is cannabis legal?
It is. It's 170 meters, and it's about here. So they have some of the world's most advanced radar systems over there. They really do. They've just bought a whole suite of them. So it doesn't take much imagination or much to work out that, they've got 6 proper radar systems there around the airports, plus several counter UAS systems, plus the boats, plus the airborne assets they have. Yet not one single one of them managed to see a return. I'm going to confidently say that, because they are still not sharing that information if they did see something. So
the entrepreneur in me's kicking in here, because if I was the USA, I'd say, look, we'll give you some super cool new drone detection gear in return for Greenland.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. They've got it. They've got a fantastic test site in Denmark, one of the best in the world, and they've got all the latest CUS gear. So it tells us, it tells us as ever, as he looks for that, there it is. We've said for ages, all you need to close an airport is one of these. That is all you need to close an airport, because that's all that happened, wasn't it?
Surely they were expert witnesses, weren't they? Expert observers that filed these reports. I mean, that's what happened to Gatwick, wasn't it? Highly trained individuals, credible witnesses.
Precisely.
The worst thing is, you don't even have to use that phone and call up and do a site, and you just record some crap video with it, stick it on social media, and scream drone, and that's enough these days.
But we're going to be beaten with a stick over this, or the industry is, and the industry should jump up and down a little bit more. There's the chap in Holland's been doing it. We've been doing it. That's about it. Okay, he did get the Dutch television to say, "Hey, this could be madness."
Which is very good.
Very good. Yeah.
Do you want me to see the video of that in a minute, and you can show some of the people?
I will.
Let me see if I've still got it.
While we wait for that, did we also see that DJI's ruling was struck down, or just one point though? Let me scroll down there. The receiving state assistance, and that was the winning point on that case. So DJI is still very, very much in the frame. And funny enough, not heard from them for years. I put that graphic in there years ago. But Autel reached out to me today and suggested I'd like to review some of their products. So
send them to me.
Well, yeah.
Hey, one thing, I don't know if anyone's picked this up, but you know the DJI Fly app is not in the App Store. You have to sideload it, right? And now Google has said that you won't be able to sideload apps onto Android unless you are registered with them, unless they allow you to register them as a developer. I wonder if that's going to be another vector for the US government stopping DJI drones from flying, including ones that already exist, because if you buy a new phone and you can't sideload the app, you can't use the Fly app.
Yeah. Let's jump. You just put the video there, which is well, let's just do this. at the stage.
Te vliegen of moeten we ons echt zorgen maken over drones in het Europese luchtruim?
Ze houden de gemoederen in ieder geval flink bezig, die onbekende drones. In Noorwegen werden ze de afgelopen dagen gespot op meerdere luchthavens. Ook vannacht weer. Er werden vluchten omgeleid en het vliegveld van Oslo ging dicht. Nou, ook in Denemarken waren er meldingen. Begin deze week lag de luchthaven van Kopenhagen uren stil door drones en later volgde Aalborg.
En zaterdag moest op Schiphol de polderbaan kort dicht na een vermoedelijke drone. Dat bleek achteraf een ballon te zijn. Paniek om niks dus.
Maar ja, je moet natuurlijk wel het zekere voor het onzekere nemen. Of slaan we daarin een beetje door en denken we nu ineens overal drones te zien?
Hoe snel zijn mensen nu gealarmeerd?
Ja, mensen kijken nu toch wel op een andere manier naar drones, ja. Als ik deze drone net na Schiphol had laten opstijgen, dan had je grote kans dat daar wel heel snel een bij ons stond.
Ja, een paar jaar geleden was een drone een voorwerp om te gebruiken voor een bij wijze van spreken, of een ander feest. Maar tegenwoordig is het natuurlijk heeft een heel sterke
psychologist here
sinds de oorlog in Oekraïne is er vaker sprake van collectieve angst voor drones.
Vorig jaar in de Amerikaanse staat New Jersey zagen op een gegeven moment dat daar paniek ontstond. Allerlei mensen die zagen dingen vliegen in de lucht, vooral 's nachts.
What is that?
En gingen melding doen. Op een gegeven moment werden de luchthavens afgesloten uit angst dat er misschien iets zou kunnen vliegen.
En dat gebeurt hier ook.
Ja, afgelopen weekend zag je dat nog gebeuren bij Schiphol.
And the people that don't know, the weekend there was a closure
er melding geweest zou zijn van een drone. Toen heb ik later de communicatie met de luchtverkeersleiding afgeluisterd en daar hoorde je dat het over een ballon ging.
Ik wil gewoon graag weten wat er precies aan de hand is. Er sprake van grote onzekerheid.
The media
over wat allemaal kan gebeuren. Dus men gaat die risico's overschatten omdat men denkt van nou, dit kan zoveel dingen teweeg brengen. Wat er eigenlijk vaak gebeurt is dat over de tijd heen dat men toch wel leert om daarmee om te gaan. Dan komt er wat meer realisme in een oordeelsvorming over allerlei onzekerheden en eventuele gevaren die er kunnen zijn.
Maar dit zijn natuurlijk ook wel opvallende lampjes, dit.
Als je hiermee in de nacht vliegt, dan kun je hem
zien.
Ik denk dat je een vijandige drone niet zo gauw zou opmerken 's nachts, omdat ik de kans heel klein
They sound like they're trying to clear their throat all the time, don't they?
Hele felle knipperlichten, net zoals vliegtuigen.
Yeah, because I can.
Maar eerst zien we.
I could sort of understand it because it is what is spoken here. So it is Afrikaans. Oh no, stop screen. How do I make that go away? Go away now. Go away.
In my last video, I think I mentioned the risk we all run, but especially after this thing in Denmark, where if there is a drone used for a domestic terror attack, I can see drones being banned for an indeterminate period of time until it's all digested and they come up with strategies and things. We could have this whole thing shut down in the blink of an eye because of one bad actor, and we are not positioned to respond to that yet. We haven't got a strategy for dealing with that as a community. We need to get our fingers out of our backsides and start preparing for the inevitable.
I mean, this has proven, and this is why I think people in the UK need to be especially aware. I mean, as I said earlier, and then this is important to underline again, this is yet another complete failure of RID, that the lie that it will stop another Gatwick, which wasn't a drone, as we all know anyway, it's proven it's exactly it. The problem with these situations is when there isn't a drone, there is panic. If there isn't a drone, everyone loses their head. If there isn't a drone, it lasts for weeks and weeks, and until people have really done all the analysis with the ADSB and that, and go, oh, bleeding hell, we're doing a New Jersey, but it shows that these narratives. I mean, the data's out there. There's people all over social media going, look at it. You know, it's the software's there on GitHub. Authorities could download it. They can put the data in themselves and verify it. In fact, you don't even have to do that. You can just get it straight off, Flight Radar, whatever, and still see with the pattern going around, the old-fashioned way. But instead of doing any of that, they have closed the airspace down to all the civilian operators, including commercial operators. I'm not happy, obviously. They're losing a week worth of money. Well, that shows that could happen here in the UK. It could happen in any country if your government is that way out. And the MPs are not the smart, as we're seeing politicians, they're not the smartest people on the block. And they're prone to getting carried away with the hysteria and not wanting to throw their own police force into question. But it was interesting that a chief in the military had himself said he thought the police might be making mistakes. So it was a proper Jason Tingley moment. Remember from Gatwick, he said there might not be a drone. He's not spoken since, so he's probably had words said to him. But again, he knows, he understands, he quite clearly says, if people are looking stuff at night, you can't perceive the distances. It was absolutely bob on. But you see, here you have educated voices that understand the topic and they're not being listened to. But some Karen that's out on the street with a phone that says, oh, it couldn't be an aircraft. Oh, no, I won't make that mistake. It's suddenly, there's a source of
the expert.
Look, it's a drone.
I should sit them right. I have the credentials. I will sit them right.
Drone expert. That's right. If you call yourself a drone expert, then you're toast, aren't you? It's ridiculous. But you're Danish. Did you have a response to your Danish there?
So with this one here, I'd contacted the police. The police actually did reply back, but as you see here, they gave us the just default statement. But they didn't reply back thereafter because I went back with the questions. I specifically said I named the aircraft, the registration number that was considered the ADSB match for what was likely the craft that kicked off the whole thing. I said, have you verified this on ADSB, the other sightings and so on? So I asked some perfectly reasonable questions, and obviously I didn't get an answer. It either didn't get passed on at all or it has, and they just don't want to admit them. They maybe verified this themselves and no, it's not right. I think this is the trouble, isn't it? You have organizations where there's hierarchies, and because someone else higher up the chain is determined to panic, they won't listen to the voice. Well, people maybe even lower down won't even dare say that there's something amiss that needs looking at.
Now, on this day where Nordic Unmanned won one of the Scottish bid for drone services, Philip, a couple of days ago, I can't remember what day it was, he said he'd like to remind people that if you're having trouble with the Nordic Unmanned coaxial patent, he will listen to you and pull it into the court case that's currently going on. It's gone a fair way down the line, I think. So, yeah, Philip is opening to helping you if you have a problem. Because remember, they own the patent for 2 motors on the end of an arm for a multi-rotor, based on a company they took over in Germany years ago. But anyway, he's there to help you. And then he's going to open source. If he wins this case, he's open sourcing it for everybody. Of course, DDI don't worry about things like that, do they? Now, what else was I going to say? I don't know. I think we've done the legal challenge, done Denmark. It's all good.
Oh, I think there's a point worth mentioning on Denmark. Just so people to be aware if we've got anyone on from Denmark, but we're really saddened to be with this as well, was you had Danish drone experts that were throwing the industry under a bus as well. It's like, okay, just to get the name in and that. It's like, why do you have to do that? Why couldn't you just, because again, did not check the ADSB, so they were discussing videos that have already been debunked. For the few minutes it would have taken to have done that. And even if go on.
Well, I was going to say to Bruce, is that really it? Do you think just some people grab a marketing opportunity while they can?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've seen that repeatedly throughout the drone industry, and I kind of hope that had gone away because a lot of people did it originally because they thought, well, I won't be able to get a say on the media unless I'm saying something negative, but that isn't true. You can say... Go on.
Well, yeah, I was rather hoping Bruce was going to just calm me down and tell me something soothing about this whole thing. It's just because I'm getting so angry with what I've been reading. It's you want to look away for a week, or I do anyway. It's just like, forget. I'll come back when all this is over. But if we don't jump up and down, we'll have 7 years or whatever it is, like we've had with Gatwick.
Yeah, that's
so
what
we have actually got to.
I'm saying to people, you do need to jump up and down, or we will have that. It'll be another. I say, well, it's 7 years, even with freedom of information reveals that have undermined it all. Imagine if you didn't have that, it'd probably even drag on even longer. But this has the potential for any European country to again think, oh, we will use this as a hammer. I mean, there's already again some of the commercial operators are going out there going, oh, maybe if we had more read, let's get a stricter read. It'd stop it. It's like, no, don't you understand? The problem isn't drones that are being conspicuous. The fact there isn't a drone there in the first place. You can have all the rid in the world. You can have the most expensive, fancy rid in the world.
You can have the best radar in the world. If it ain't there, it ain't there. And people are saying that, oh, it's because they're made of, radar-resistant materials and flying at very low level at super high speed.
This is Area 51 stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Dane here. Frank's is losing my mind the more it develops. Oh, sorry, Frank. Well,
you should see Frank. You can get him the link to come on here and speak. It'd be nice to have someone.
We can, Frank. Can you send me an email if you fancy? If you fancy, send me an email here because amazingly I can't. And I'll get you on board, Frank. I'll get you on board.
Yeah, because we'd definitely be wanting to have someone from Denmark on and speaking. Because when it's your own country, you should be able to get your own viewpoint.
We can have an expert on Denmark.
Yeah.
An expert on Denmark. Yeah. Well, he's more expert than us. Yeah.
We had Hanlife on from New Jersey when that was going mental, and he's there just watching his neighbours all going insane. Just
yes, that's right.
Out there and
that's right.
To go off.
That's right. Well, any of you dear viewers are always welcome to come and join us as well. Always.
But then we'd have no viewers, just people on the panel.
Just people on the panel.
Nobody would be watching. We just talk to ourselves.
But then I could jump out and become the viewer.
Oh yeah,
and we could all, just do that sort of thing.
That's cruel and unusual punishment, though, Gary.
It is cruel and unusual. Yes, to have to watch you lot. Exactly. Exactly. Let me see if Frank's dared to send an email. No, he hasn't. So not to worry. What else have we seen this week that is interesting?
Ooh.
Not a lot. Tell us about your king making. Tell us about your king making, Bruce. How is that going?
It's going pretty well. I've been encouraging people to vote and trying to make sure that the right people get into our local government, offices. And so far, it's looking pretty good. I haven't had to do a lot of work because the incumbent politicians have been embarrassing themselves to such an extent that people are shying away from them in droves. So we might have a whole new team of councillors and a new mayor, which hopefully will restore normality to this town, this district. But only time will tell. About 3 weeks, we will know.
And do you think you will be back flying at the airfield? I mean, that would be marvellous. I'm
pretty sure that if we get rid of the current crop, then the new crop will be a little more open-minded about things. Because, the current people are there, they're just a waste of space. Can't be any worse, put it that way.
And the airport, is it under threat? Is it safe? Is it?
But nobody knows because this council completely lacks transparency. 1 minute they say, oh, we're going to sell it. Next minute, oh, we're not going to sell it. And we're going to invest in it. And then we're not going to invest in it. And nobody knows what's going on. They blow in the wind. So we need some sound management and decision making, which hopefully we'll get.
Yeah, they're interesting in things, aren't they? On the sides of towns, airports, they're not having what the use that they used to have. But of course, drone deliveries can go from there. We can away, good to go. Good to
go. Well, I mean, being an airport, it'll probably be shut down with drones in the sky at night.
Absolutely. You haven't been on, and we haven't actually discussed that little get together of the two aircraft in China, the urban air mobility vehicles that were an air display and managed to hit each other.
And floated gently to the ground.
Somebody in the UK had the cheek this week to tweet them because they did a very positive tweet about their drone flying off into the sunset, and I said, how's the injured person getting on? And they didn't reply.
Oh,
very rude of them.
But doesn't that show you how when crewed aircraft are flying, they're dangerous things? If that had been
we still see regularly that the biggest risk to manned aviation is other manned aviation. I mean, this is just the whole joke of this. These people, and it makes you wonder, we've got these people in positions of authority claiming we've got these drones flown from the other side of the world flying over our airports and things. These are basically the same level of people that are making rules and regulations for drones. We've got a group of non-experts like ourselves who can see this for what it is, yet we get so little input into the making of the regulatory framework. That's no wonder that the whole industry is lagging and basically being crippled by regulations that are not a good fit for the needs of the industry.
I've actually sent you the tweet to show people, because actually the wording I thought was quite bad, because you're saying do not go gentle into the sunrise, which kind of suggests go a bit bumpily into the sunrise. Is
that a sunrise or is it burning drone?
Exactly, burning
material. But that very statement, when I saw it, that's to not go gently into the sunset. That's about your funeral, isn't it? It's actually about death.
Actually, scroll down and see if my comment's still there, so I can go, ooh, naughty me.
Do you see the similarities between that and one of these? Look at that. It's not too far off, is it? Look how far we've come.
Yeah, absolutely. Is your naked
I wonder if they wanted to block me or something, maybe. Naughty people.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not seeing you there. I'm
going back to the naked people.
Yeah, it's insurance company.
Oh, bum. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insurance company. Yes, X-Bang. Well done. You managed to hit each other. That was
It's a very prophetic name, isn't it?
Yeah. Do not go gently into the sunset. It's about railing against death, isn't it? But anyway.
So that's like a flying coffin, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is if it's being flown by somebody, yes.
We can cremate you and scatter your ashes at exactly the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, we are running short on things. What else is there to say about this? Oh,
hang on. It's just my phone. I'll just...
Leading drone expert.
I've got a couple of freedom of information things I can mention.
Oh, yes. Okay. Fire them away.
So, this is crazy. Actually, we do have something coincidental that's completely in this space that we're talking about. We've got the most important document ever on drone misidentification. It's the Gatwick Lessons Learned document that the DFT...
No, that doesn't exist. Doesn't exist, mate.
Yeah,
doesn't exist.
That's the problem. They tried to pretend it didn't exist, first of all. But now it was revealed that it did. They are fighting to stop it go public. So the ICO are with it at the moment. So it's going to be a fight between me and the DFT via the ICO at the moment. If it goes against me, it will definitely be going to court, and it will be fought for with every inch of what I can do, because it's the one document that should have been provided just at the start, and it would have actually just knocked on the head all this questioning, because that's all they ever wanted, was to understand an overview of it. But this is why it is so sinister. And this only came out because I'd gone to another tribunal case, which Richard Ryan was assisting with. And they actually employed King's Counsels, which are the most expensive legal you can get, to find it, to load me and Richard. But they put in all the documentation. So the documentation, it shows my request, and it actually literally says on there, have you searched SharePoint tick box? It wasn't ticked. So they didn't even tell me it existed. And I'd specifically said, what information have you, what systems have you got other than email that can be searched? So they actually concealed the fact that they had SharePoint and that they had OneDrive. So it just shows what they've been doing to me all the years, was directing me to email, because they knew that everything was on SharePoint, and then they'd have to tell me about it. So they were trying to trick me away, but this is all shown now. So this is all that's going evidence to the ICO, because I'm going to show them the whole history of the way they behaved. There's also not just me, other people as well. So I'm going to take other cases where they have actually misled people. So there was one guy that had asked for the Gatwick drone video originally and told there is no Gatwick drone video, it doesn't exist. And then obviously we went to the Home Office and they said yes. And then I said, where'd you get it from? And they went to DFT. And so that demonstrates that is a Section 77 offence. That is a statutory offence, but it won't get pursued as such, because I think as much as anything, there's a 6-month time limit between it happening and that for it to be legally enforceable anyway. So they will get away with it. But even though they'll get away with it, this will all go in as evidence. It will all go in as public record. And people will see what we've had to go through for this. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I would hope the ICO would side with me with anyway, but I just don't know. It's quite a miss, and that brings us on to another one. There was at Gatwick, there was a jammer that was approved for use that they never told the public about. Although, funnily enough, one of Sussex Police's own officers then went and discussed it at a trade show, so it became public. But apparently it was national security, so the whole world would fall down if it came out. But apparently it's only national security if drone industry finds out about things. But if anyone else says it, it's all right. But with this jammer, so I wanted to get the advice, because the MOD had categorically, and I've seen this on emails, so I've got the emails. The MOD said, do not use a jammer. Do not use kinetic weapons. We don't need to be doing this, because obviously they thought we could bring in a detect system, we can detect the thing, and then we can deal with it. We don't need anyone being stupid, firing stuff off. But anyway, they got the approval to use it. The CAA and DFT were involved in that conversation, so I want to see what they said, because why have people? Because it might be the CAA have actually sided with the MOD and they've been overridden by the Home Office. But there should be some transparency on what happened, and this is particularly important because I found out, and this is because stuff's in the public domain. The jammer has a range of at least 4.3 miles. The jammer, it spreads out in a cone, so the further away you are, the more disruption it's doing. Because it's a jammer, and if it has the GPS jamming as well, I've got the FAA stuff, and the FAA has got a list this long of systems on a manned aircraft that can be disrupted by GPS jamming, and saying, particularly if the pilot's unaware of it, these are all the dangers. So that's was in the evidence I gave. I've even got evidence from hospitals where they have found the radio interference just off normal Wi-Fi as caused about at least 50 incidents, including fatalities. And you're talking about firing off a jammer when there's hospitals within that range that you could literally be killing people by firing this gear off. So that was all in there. So I provided that. The CAA then provided something that I'm not allowed to see, but the information commissioner has seen. To be fair, they did say that I had provided some very robust evidence, but national security was going to take precedence for what they'd seen in the advice. But that advice they could be being told, the jamming frequencies are secret, or this is secret, all stuff that actually isn't secret. So I'm not entirely convinced that's been a fair ruling, all things considered. So I'm considering whether I do or not appeal at this point. But I do.
Well, there's 4.3-ish kilometers from somewhere in the airport, wherever they'd be. But
there's 2 hospitals that there's 2 NHS and 1 private sector hospital that are within range if someone had popped off a jammer. So there is a genuine public interest. And again, if they pinged it up at an aircraft by mistake, which they would have done because everyone was seeing aircraft rather than drones, then there are potential consequences there that really people haven't considered. So I think if it did go to tribunal and a judge was looking at that, I would have a fair chance, to be fair.
I don't think what's it called in England? That's water, isn't it? The radio Ofcom.
Yeah.
Ofcom. I don't think Ofcom would have signed that off lightly, and I don't think it would have signed it off. So that would have gone over the top of Ofcom.
They would have done it all. It was approved by the Home Office. It must be putting the pressure on because it was the Home Secretary that actually signed it off. So I wouldn't see the advice, because if people there, because really all it was about was embarrassment. So really the decision that was being made was, it's all right if we maybe kill a few hospital patients by mistake, provided the government isn't embarrassed. That's the crux of it. At the end of the
thing is that they wouldn't have realised the implications of. They wouldn't. the people at the top would not have been correctly briefed.
I don't think we did, but we don't know because we haven't seen the advice, have we? So
we'll have expert advice.
Expert advice.
Well, what's going to happen in East Europe when they decide to shoot down one of these drones? Well, because of all these incursions and things.
It'll be a light aircraft. I am worried that they're going to shoot down a light aircraft.
Someone was telling me, they messaged me on X. I don't know. I've not delved into it because I don't know. They were giving me the impression they knew somebody that had fired off a jammer and it hadn't had any effect. And I'm thinking, well, of course it's not, because you wouldn't see it immediately because it isn't a drone. You're firing it at something else, and you don't know the consequences of it. So I'm like,
they could have shot down a star. My God, think of the intergalactic war that would have followed then.
Well, which one? That was Olberg was the star, wasn't it?
Beetlejuice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Copenhagen. Oh no, there was two. Yeah, Beetlejuice was Copenhagen though, and then there was another airport that was closed down due to another star. So
they need to get an expert from Scotland, a female police officer. Was it?
Exactly, it was. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, she'd have chased it in her car and everything.
Yeah, exactly. She'd have caught it, brought it down.
Yeah.
Well, that was the funny thing, because in my Gatwick talk, I actually specifically mentioned that. And I was saying at Gatwick, hopefully no one saw a planet. I just put that in for comedy value, the planet bit. But now we are seeing that it really happens. I'm thinking, oh Jesus, it's actually a comedy scenario. It is happening, and we're seeing that for real life.
And I feel sorry for
the media over there. I mean, all this in itself is equally juicy and entertaining, that they just haven't gotten onto it, but no one has. I mean, I even did a specific video to troll journalists. I've not done it before. I've been getting onto the AI tools particularly, so I thought I've had enough. I'm putting this on because if nothing else, it will get their attention. So I am just trying to twist a few arms by saying, look, you're not doing your jobs, and I'm hoping somebody will bite in there. We shall see. In fact, while I'm here, I'll just find the video, Gary, and you can show it because it's only brief. It's a bit of entertainment.
Well, I want to show a bit of. Did we all see the end of Ian's? Yeah, here it is. The end of Ian's video about DJI. I thought he did a great job on this. Did we see this? Oh, there we got his advert.
A package from DJI. I love the DJI. Best music ever. I danced to their music with a great friend at his island. Oh, it's a drone. I like the drones for the kids, I saved the drones from China. Tim and Jensen, you've seen this. It's heavy, a lot heavier than yours. He'll let the drones stay now, I think. I like the drones. DJI, the best drones in the world. Who knew they were so good? No risk. I think they are all safe. I let them fly in my bedroom too.
Well done, Ian. I say, it's going for the AI. You just reminded me of that as you did it. But we've seen the TikTok thing, and we've said it before on this. I do think there's a possibility that that's going to be their get out of jail card in America. They'll just apply some cash and everything could be all right. I do think it's a possibility. But what are we, 2 months? We're 2 months away from it happening, aren't we now?
Well, it's going to be Skydio Cash versus DJI Cash, isn't it? It's going to be sort of a balancing act.
So we've got that other video there, Ian. I gave him all that time. It's
almost like updating his Facebook page.
He's trying to upload it, and then
he's unprepared like me now. See?
Yeah, I am. Hang on a minute. I think I have it.
We did. I don't know if some of our diehard viewers may know. So we did a thing where we did our normal walk around or look around an airfield when we're interested in things, and blow me down if I didn't shut it down. And then about 30 seconds later, I found a modern radar system, but there we are, and it led to potentially what another company's got in there. But Denmark's definitely full of counter UAS gear. It's definitely full of modern radar, and for some reason we're not seeing any tracks. I would have thought by now we definitely have seen tracks.
This will get you a strike.
Well, that's enough music. Yes.
Pregnant too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I used the Pablo Escobar meme, and then obviously animated it, and then put on the news agencies there to try and nudge one of them to say, "Come on, just have a look at ADSB or check Metabone where they've done the work for you." Because if someone would just look at that, they'd say, and to be honest, it's a visual story as well, because you can get the SitRec thing with showing the video, showing the ADSB match, and you can go, "Hey, look at us! Well, we found out," and take all the credit for it.
Yes, but we know that the mainstream media is the only good source of reliable reporting, and that social media is full of misinformation.
Yeah, and the mainstream is full of experts.
We know that because they told us.
They go out and find experts and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
everything.
And you know, if you can't trust the BBC and Co, who can you trust?
No,
Jimmy Savile trusted them.
You can't go into trouble. You'll just keep going.
Another one while you're there.
I'll get back on topic. But the lad that was on earlier from the Netherlands, prior to getting on, it was the same day that he got on the state TV, which is really cool. But there was actually there's a blog that became that big there that there's actually commercial entities that have shares in it now. So it actually gets more readership than some of the mainstream media sites. So his actual analysis went on there first. And it was funny reading all the comments, you know, because these are all Danish people, and they are, you know, they are all joking about it. You know, they're all
Dutch people having a pop at Denmark, isn't it?
Yes, that was it. Yeah, so it's not Denmark. It was the Netherlands people having a pop at them in Denmark. So they were all having a laugh about it. But because when you see the comment sections over here in the UK, it's so many people that don't know about drones doing the drama that it was nice to actually see a comment section just to people going, "It's a load of nonsense."
Well, so I'm gonna pull the old googly maps up again, because at the end of the day, all things considered, when all is said and done, he says this as this loads very, very slowly. Let's zoom out. That's where I am here. Let's take ourselves up there. Let's take ourselves up there and just think for a second about the implications. These bits of water here and all through here is connected to all of this and that bit there. There must be so many precision radars looking at this bit of water and this bit of sky. It's so important. There's no way if a track went through there, they would have missed it. Come on, it's just common sense. The back and beyond, yeah, I can believe that, but here, I just cannot believe something can get through here. I don't believe it. And the myth of the flipping carrier ships came back, and that's the UFO people's myth.
Yeah, that annoyed me. That started off with some senator, someone in the US. So that was his theory. The UFO scene of them picked up. That is their baby. And you literally have the Danish police giving credence to a conspiracy theory. And I'm like, this is insane. And then, but it was spurred on by one of the TV channels. They were following the boats and then doing that as like they're on story log. If we found the source of all the drones, it's the boats. But it's nonsense. Again, if this was happening, some of them would fail. We know that. You would have some physical evidence. And again, it's not going to be invisible to your military craft, to your police helicopters, to any EOIR you've got. You're going to have all that. The very moment it's within range, you're going to have your evidence.
Yeah, but all this was predicted in that American documentary series, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, with Richard Basehart and the Flying Sub.
Yes. Oh, there we are then. So it's just that come true. Right, we're definitely going to start talking nonsense now. So any more?
Yeah, I've got some more.
Oh, all right, then here we go. Okay, eyes down for Full House.
I can only tell you about that. You can't see out yet, so it's a bit mean of me to tell you this. but I have actually seen a still from the National Police Air Service video from Lakenheath. But the only reason you're not seeing it is it's because it's not my freedom of information, it's someone else's, and it's being used in a book. So it'd be unfair on them to show it because they want
to be promoting the book.
What's that?
Is it
You've been promoting the book
in the window? Is it just an F-15 in the window?
Let's just say I'm hoping the video shows more because it's I won't say any more at the minute. Let's see the video because I'm hoping it's an EO/IR shot from the infrared, and I'm hoping they've done some stuff with the normal the camera in the normal mode. So they might not do because it's at night. It might be a bit pointless, but it would have just been nice to have got more of an idea of what they were seeing with eyes for the colours. But there was news on that though. Is they are preparing the video, so they're just doing some. I don't know why, but there's some redactions they're doing to the video.
That'll be the swearing.
They're getting the visual effects right, animating the alien spacecraft.
I'm assuming it wouldn't have audio, but I don't know. We will find out. But yeah, the video will come through eventually. So when the video comes out, I'll review it with Gary first, so that we can think of any comments we want around it, and then we'll share it with everyone so that you can see it. Because it'll just be interesting for us. Because the whole point with this was to learn from it, to understand what are people seeing that makes them even think it's a drone in the first place when it's something that's a craft of a different size. So hopefully it will inform debate for the future of when it's obviously for pilots to think, oh, actually, maybe it's not a drone. But it should also raise questions of all those people on the ground that were panicking about it and sending a helicopter, because you can't blame the National Police Air Service for responding to a call they're asked to do. But there should be a thought of, should we really be sending a helicopter? You know, if it was a drone, why are you sending a helicopter towards it? Maybe we should. It's
really Monty Python-ish, isn't it? There's a drone, send the helicopter, and the helicopter gets there, run away, run away.
and the most ridiculousness of it for the viewers that don't know, the helicopter was talking to a different air traffic agency. You didn't. Well, no, they were talking to Lakenheath. I can't remember. They were talking to Lakenheath, but Lakenheath didn't bother to tell the helicopter about the F-15 or the F-15 about the helicopter. So that's just air safety. That might be what they were redacting, actually, is their traffic conversations. That might be.
The interesting thing with that as well, it's good you brought that up, Gary, because this is a point I made as well. People were thinking, well, Denmark were saying, well, air traffic control can't be making a mistake. And it's like, no, if you can have an air traffic controller managing two craft and one of them is chasing the other and you haven't noticed, they certainly can make a mistake with what's going on.
But air traffic in Denmark didn't make a mistake at all. They were talking to that light aircraft. It was in their pattern. It was squawking their squawk. Yeah, it was identing their ident. There was no, but somebody went, hello.
Oh, look.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that, he's been cut off.
The bit rate went, with you moving that much, Gary, the bit rate just caused it to freeze.
Oh. You called on your renty boost bit right there.
Well, how much of the rank did I get into? The fact that they were working.
It was like,
they were working. They were working the track. I'll go down here and not move my head. They were working the track. They knew what it was. Somebody belled the police, via the police, belled them and said, oh, we have reports of a drone. Oh, well, it's not that light aircraft we're working, because that's a light aircraft. No one's going to ring in a light aircraft. So because people are saying, why didn't air traffic know about it? Yeah, they knew about it. They were working it. It was.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to get across as well, is because it's like, it's not the aircraft, because people say, well, why is that guy not being arrested then that we're flying the plane? It's like, he wasn't doing anything wrong. It's the fact that there's some nugget on the ground. Can't tell.
That wouldn't stop them in the UK. In the UK, they'd still arrest them.
Probably.
But he might have had bacon on board.
Yeah. Someone on the ground can't tell the difference between an aircraft and a drone, and that's the crux of it. And people just don't appreciate that these mistakes can happen. And to be fair, I still think with a lot of this, it probably isn't that difficult to do. It's certainly not difficult to do when you've got to the point where you've hyped everybody up and you've scared them. It's inevitable. Oh, this is the beautiful thing about it, right? Not only did this go on, But then the police told the public to call in every drone they saw. So they literally were swamped. It was ring, ring, drone, 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 drone. Ring, 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 ring. Completely, it was like completely. Their email would have been full, the phone off the hook. So they had like 500 in no time, and it kept on going. Now, I've not seen this confirmed, so this could even be that Russia was trolling because they have Prad.
Yeah.
What's it called again? It's
Pravda.
Pravda. Yeah, I was going to say Prada. It's not Prada. It's Pravda. So their news agency said that the police had told them to stop calling because they're being swamped, but I couldn't find that confirmed. So either it has happened and no one else has reported it, or Russia was just laughing at trolling at the fact that they've done that, because we all know that is not what you do. But they just kept on. Different forces were doing it. They were going, oh yeah, call us. So all they're getting now is just loads of noise. So I even, very moment for the SUS News thing, my first email follow-on from that was saying, be wary about asking the public to send the stuff in, because you will get overloaded, and then all your resource will be looking at false positives, which is exactly, they obviously not listened. That's exactly what they've gone and done. And then there's something else. Oh yes, and then to top it off, they've got the large drone, same as our National Police Air Service are testing at the moment.
Yes.
If you don't know what it is or where it is the biggest, scariest drone, the commercial stuff that's got a rotor on it that you could probably get. So the Danish Navy only just flew that up to shore. So
down the coast. Yeah.
But to be fair, it is big enough you could mistake it for a manned aircraft. The relief situation.
We're getting that way, but once again, it's lit. It's appropriately lit, like a crewed aircraft. But I do worry that it's being used as the new weapons of mass destruction. I.e., look, there's the nasty Russians are coming, and it's being used as an excuse, or somebody will knock a light aircraft out of the sky at night by mistake.
Yeah, that was looking very inevitable, because there were all the voices in the country saying, shoot it, and it's like, well, it's insanity. You're thinking, no, the last thing you want to be doing is shooting it. And even some of their police that were initially talking along those lines, but then they seemed to do a 180 on that, and suddenly started saying, no, we better not, because there could be collateral damage. And it's
I can see the headline though. A light aircraft was brought down by an unknown drone.
Yes, you're right. That's what they would do, isn't it?
He's bloody right, isn't he? He's bloody right. Yeah, you're right.
And the people say, right. We heard gunfire before, and the drone must have had a machine gun.
Yeah. It's certainly launched another great round of counter UAS stuff.
We're in the wrong business.
We are in the wrong business. But if you've got 50 systems in the country, don't we think those 50 systems ought to be mandated to talk to each other and talk to the military? Shouldn't that be part of the licensing agreement for this sort of thing? You're not allowed to use them unless it's a joined up thinking. And
once we move to network remote ID, all these problems will go away.
Of course, you're absolutely right. Network remote ID will solve everything. Yes,
and we'll all have ankle bracelets, so we can join in too.
Jewelry for everybody. I can't,
Speaking of that, did you see the guy with the Samsung ring that the battery blew up in when he was trying to board an airplane? He nearly lost his finger because it's got a lithium battery in the ring, and it all puffed up, and he couldn't get his ring off, and it was like, it's on the news. Probably Daily Mail's probably covered it, but yeah.
No emergency way to get those things off other than a pair of pliers or something.
You had to go and get it cut off. But I mean, imagine if the battery had caught fire.
Yeah, well, this is what concerns me these days. I really hate having everything where it's battery, because I really worry about stuff. You put it away for longer term and forget about it again. And there are going to be some really nasty house fires out. So like my vacuum cleaner and everything, I try and get corded stuff. But it annoys me that it is so much harder to find a corded device these days. But the funny thing is, they're cheaper, and you've got that peace of mind that the thing isn't going to torch your house.
At least Duracells would just dissolve your device while it was being stored.
Absolutely. So do mine, coming soon. And the lengths Trump will go to hide the Epstein files. You're absolutely right there, end of times. And on that note, dear viewer, wherever you might be in the world, it only remains to wish you a good week. Thanks, chaps. We'll see you again next week at 2100 Gin and Tonic. Cheers, everyone. Cheers.